I'm going to continue on with the real Mother Goose, once again from Aunt Ray Ray Library. We made it quite a way through the book so far. All right, we'll start with the 3 sons. There was an old woman, had 3 sons, Jerry, James, and John. Jerry was hanged, James was drowned, John was lost and never was found. And there was an end to her 3 sons, Jerry, James, and John. The blacksmith. Robert Barnes, my fellow fine, can you shoe this horse of mine? Yes, good sir, that I can, as well as any other man. There's a nail and there's a prod. Now, good sir, your horse is shod. 2 gray kits. The 2 gray kits and the gray kit's mother all went over the bridge together. The bridge broke down, they all fell in. May the rats go with you, said Tom Bolin. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, knock at the door. 5, 6, pick up sticks. 7, 8, lay them straight. 9, 10, a good fat hen. 11, 12, dig and delve. 13, 14, maids a-countin'. 15, 16, maids in the kitchen. 15, 16, maids in the kitchen. 17, 18, maids a-waiting. 19, 20, my plate's empty. Cockadoodle Doo. Cockadoodle Doo, my dame has lost her shoe. My master's lost his fiddlestick and knows not what to do. Cockadoodle Doo, what is my dame do? Till master finds his fiddlestick, she'll dance without her shoe. Pairs or pairs. 12 pairs hanging high, 12 knights riding by. Each knight took a pair, and yet left a dozen there. Belize, at the siege of Belle Isle. At the siege of Belle Isle, I was there all the while, at the siege of Belle Isle. Old King Cole. Old King Cole was a merry old soul, and a merry old soul was he. He called for his pipe, and he called for his bowl, and he called for his fiddlers 3. And every fiddler he had a fine fiddle, and every fine fiddle had he. Tweedledee, tweedledee went the fiddlers. Oh, there's none so rare as can compare with King Cole and his fiddlers 3. See, what shall I see? A horse's head where his tail should be. Dapple Gray. I had a little pony, his name was Dapple Gray. I lent him to a lady to ride a mile away. She whipped him, she slashed him, she rode him through the mire. I would not lend my pony now, for all the ladies hire. A well. As round as an apple, as deep as a cup, and all the king's horses can't fill it up. Coffee and tea. Molly, my sister, and I fell out. And what do you think it was all about? She loved coffee, and I loved tea, and that was the reason we couldn't agree. Pussycat Mew. Pussycat Mew jumped over a coal, and in her best petticoat burnt a great hole. Poor Pussy's weeping, she'll have no more milk until her best petticoat's mended with silk. The little girl with a curl. There was a little girl who had a little curl. right in the middle of her forehead. When she was good, she was very, very good, and when she was bad, she was horrid. Dreams. Friday night dreams, on Saturday told, is sure to come true, be it never so old. A cock and bull story. The cock's on the housetop blowing his horn, the bull's in the barn a threshing of corn, the maids in the meadow are making of hay, the ducks in the river are swimming away. For baby, you shall have an apple, you shall have a plum, you shall have a rattle when Papa comes home. Myself. As I walked by myself and talked to myself, myself said on to me, look to thyself, take care of thyself, for nobody cares for thee. I answered myself and said to myself in the same repertory, look to thyself, or not look to thyself. The self same thing will be. Over the water and over the sea, and over the water to Charlie. I'll have none of your nasty beef, nor I'll have none of your barley, but I'll have some of your very best flour to make white cake for my Charlie. Candle saving. To make your candles last for aye, your wives and maid give ear-o. To put them out the only way, says honest John Bolero. Your wives and maids give ear-o. Old English. Fears and tears. Tommy's tears and Mary's fears will make them old before their years. The Kilkenny Cats. There was once 2 cats of Kilkenny. Each thought there was 1 cat too many. So they fought and they fit, and they scratched and they bit, till accepting their nails and the tips of their tails. Instead of 2 cats, there weren't any. Old Grimes. Old Grimes is dead, that good old man. We'll ne'er see him more. He used to wear a long brown coat, all buttoned down before. A week of birthdays. Monday's child is fair of face. Tuesday's child is full of grace. Wednesday's child is full of woe. Thursday's child has far to go. Friday's child is loving and giving. Saturday's child works hard for its living. But the child that's born on the Sabbath day is bony and blithe and good and gay. A chimney. Black within and red without, 4 corners round about. Ladybird. Ladybird, ladybird, fly away home. Your house is on fire, your children all gone. All but one, and her name is Anne, and she crept under the pudding pan. The man who had naught. There was a man, and he had naught, and the robbers came to rob him. He crept up the chimney pot, and then they thought they had him. But he got down to other side, and then they could not find him. He ran 14 miles in 15 days, and never looked behind him. The tailors and the snail. 24 tailors went to kill a snail. The best man among them durst not touch her tail. She put out her horns like a little coy cow. Run, tailors, run, or she'll kill you all even now. Around the green gravel. Around the green gravel the grass grows green, and all the pretty maids are plain to be seen. Wash them with milk and clothe them with silk, and write their names with pen and ink. Intery mintery, intery mittery, cuttery, corn, apple seed and apple thorn, wire, briar, limber lock, 5 geese in a flock, sit and sing by a spring, out and in again. Caesar's song, bow wow, whose dog art thou? Little Tom Tinker's dog, bow wow. As I was going along, along, a singing a comical song, the lane that I went was so long, long, and the song that I sang was so long, long, and so I went singing along. Hector Protector. Hector Protector was dressed in all green. Hector Protector was sent to the queen. The queen did not like him, nor did the king, so Hector Protector was sent back again. Billy, Billy. Billy, Billy, come and play while the sun shines bright as day. Yes, my Polly, so I will, for I love to please you still. Billy, Billy, have you seen Sam and Betsy on the green? Yes, my Paul, I've seen them pass, skippin' o'er their new mown grass. Billy, Billy, come along, and I will sing a pretty song. Rockabye Baby. Rockabye Baby, thy cradle is green. Father's a nobleman, mother's a queen. And Betty's a lady, and wears a gold ring. And Johnny's a drummer, and drums for the king. The Man in the Wilderness. The man in the wilderness asked me how many strawberries grew in the sea. I answered him as I thought good, as many as red herrings grew in the wood. Strawberries won't grow in the sea, and herrings won't grow in the trees. Little Jack Horner. Little Jack Horner sat in a corner eating of Christmas pie. He put in his thumb and pulled out a plum and said, "What a good boy am I." The Bird Scarer. Away, birds, away. Take a little and leave a little, and do not come again. For if you do, I will shoot you through, and there will be an end of you. Mary, Mary, quite contrary. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? Silver bells and cockle shells and pretty maids all of a row. Bessie Bell and Mary Gray. Bessie Bell and Mary Gray, they were 2 bonny lasses. They built their house upon the lea and covered it with rushes. Bessie kept the garden gate and Mary kept the pantry. Bessie always had to wait while Mary lived in plenty. I guess that's what you get when you keep the pantry. Needles and pins, needles and pins, needles and pins. When a man marries, his trouble begins. That's not true. Pussycat and the dumplings. Pussycat ate the dumplings, Pussycat ate the dumplings. Mama stood by and cried, "Oh fie, why did you eat the dumplings?" Dance, Thumbkin, dance. Let's see if I can do this. Dance, Thumbkin, dance. Dance, ye merry everyone. For Thumbkin, he can dance alone. Thumbkin, he can dance alone. Dance, Foreman, dance. Dance, ye merry men, everyone. But Foreman, he can dance alone. Foreman, he can dance alone. Dance, Longman, dance. Dance, ye merrymen, everyone. For Longman, he can dance alone. Longman, he can dance alone. Dance, ringmen, dance. Ye merrymen, dance. But ringmen cannot dance alone. Ringman, he cannot dance alone. Dance, little men, dance. Dance, ye merrymen, dance. But little man, he can dance alone. Little man, he can dance alone. I don't know, my ringman can dance alone. Oh. Longman. What is this? So, dance thumpkin. Dance foreman. Dance longman. Dance ringman. Dance littleman. They say the ringman can't dance alone, but mine can. Practice, practice, practice. Mary's Canary. Mary had a pretty bird, feathers bright and yellow, slender legs, upon my word. He was a pretty fellow. The sweetest note he always sung, which much delighted Mary. She often, where the cage was hung, sat hearing her canary. The little bird. Once I saw a little bird come hop, hop, hop. So I cried, little bird, will you stop, stop, stop? And was going to the window to say, how do you do? But he shook his little tail, and far away he flew. Birds of a feather flock together, and so will pigs and swine. Rats and mice will have their choice, and so will I have mine. The Dusty Miller. Margaret wrote a letter, sealed it with her finger, threw it in the dam for the Dusty Miller. Dusty was his coat, dusty was the siller, dusty was the kiss I'd from the Dusty Miller. If I had my pockets full of gold and silver, I would give it all to my Dusty Miller. A star, higher than a house, higher than a tree, oh, whatever can that be? The greedy man. The greedy man is he who sits and bites bits out of plates, or else takes up an almanac and gobbles all the dates. The 10 o'clock scholar. A diller, a dollar, a 10 o'clock scholar. What makes you come so soon? If you used to come at 10 o'clock, but now you come at noon. Cockadoodle Doo. Oh, my pretty cock, oh, my handsome cock, I pray you do not crow before day, and your comb shall be made of the very beaten gold, and your wings of the silver so gray. An icicle lives in winter, dies in summer, and grows with its roots upwards. A ship's nail, over the water and under the water, and always with its head down. The old woman of Leeds. There was an old woman of Leeds who spent all her time in good deeds. She worked for the poor, for her fingers were sore. This pious old woman of Leeds. The boy in the barn. A little boy went into the barn and lay down on some hay. An owl came out and flew about, and the little boy ran away. Sunshine. Hickamore, hackamore, on the king's kitchen door, all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't drive hickamore, hackamore off the king's kitchen door. Willy, 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 Willy Wilkin kissed the maids a milkin, fa la la, and with his merry daffing, he sent them all a laughing, ha 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 ha. Tongs, long legs, crooked thighs, little head, and no eyes. Jack Jingle. Little Jack Jingle, he used to live single, but when he got tired of this kind of life, he left off being single and lived with his wife. Now, what do you think of little Jack Jingle? Before he was married, he used to live single. The quarrel. My little old man and I fell out. I'll tell you what 'twas all about. I had money and he had none, and that's the way the noise begun. The pumpkin eater. Peter, pumpkin eater, had a wife and couldn't keep her. He put her in a pumpkin shell, and there he kept her very well. Showing. Shoe the colt, shoe the colt, shoe the colt, shoe the wild mare. Here a nail, there a nail, yet she goes bare. Betty Blue. Little Betty Blue lost her holiday shoe. What shall Betty do? Give her another to match the other, and then she'll walk upon two. That's all. There was an old woman sat spinning, and that's the first beginning. She had a calf, and that's half. She took it by the tail and threw it over the wall, and that's all. Okay. Bedtime. The man in the moon looked out of the moon, looked out of the moon and said, "'Tis time for all children on earth to think about getting to bed." Dance, little baby. Dance, little baby, dance up high. Never mind, baby, mother is by. Crow and caper, caper and crow. There, little baby, there you go. Up to the ceiling, down to the ground, backwards and forwards and round and round. Dance, little baby, and mother will sing with the merry choral, ding, ding, ding. My little maid. Hi, diddle doubt. My candle's out. My little maid is not at home. Saddle my hog and bridle my dog and fetch my little maid home. For want of the nail. For want of the nail, the shoe was lost. For want of the shoe, the horse was lost. For want of the horse, the rider was lost. For want of the rider, the battle was lost. For want of the battle, the kingdom was lost, and all for the want of a horseshoe nail. Peas porridge. Peas porridge hot, peas porridge cold, peas porridge in the pot 9 days old. Some like it hot, some like it cold, some like it in the pot 9 days old. Ring a ring o' roses. Ring a roses, a pocket full of posies. Tisha, tisha, we all fall down. The crooked sixpence. There was a crooked man, and he went a crooked mile. He found a crooked sixpence beside the crooked stile. He bought a crooked cat, which caught a crooked mouse, and they all lived together in a little crooked house. This is the way the ladies ride, tree, tree, tree. tree, tree, tree. This is the way the ladies ride, tree, 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 tree. This is the way the gentlemen ride, gallop, trot, gallop, trot. This is the way the gentlemen ride, gallop, gallop, trot. This is the way the farmers ride, hobbly hoy, hobbly hoy. This is the way the farmers ride, hobbly hoy. Hobbly, hobbly boy, hoy. And that will be enough for tonight.